and center, and maybe think about this beautiful day with this wonderful weather. And if you have the opportunity to get outside and feel the breeze and just enjoy the lack of humidity at the beginning of August. So maybe taking a few moments to appreciate that which we have, right? Because there's always something to appreciate, regardless of anything else that's going on. Take a nice big in-breath, fill all the way into all the corners of your torso. So all the way into the shoulders, all the way into the hips, from the shoulders to the hips, filling out that whole torso, letting the ribs expand. And then as you exhale, keep that frame, but just relax into it. So soften around the edges. Inhaling all the way up into all the corners, filling up, lifting up nice and tall, zip up the belly. And then exhale everything out. Just take about 3 more here, just like that. Finding your place on the mat, letting everything else go. Nice. Let's take a few seated cat-cows here. So your hands are on your knees, tuck your chin, hollow out your belly, round through the back, and then inhale to lift. So finding that nice frame that we had with that in-breath, and then exhale and round. Inhale and lift. And just taking your time with this, enjoying the movement, noticing if anything is going on with you today. Nice. And then very last one, tuck the chin, round, hollow out the belly, sit way back. Let your arms anchor you to your knees, and then just roll back here. Get as deep as you can into this stretch through the back body. I find that this stretch gets really nice through the middle of the back, and we have a hard time getting into the middle sometimes. So go ahead and play around with it a little bit. And then lift back up, sit up nice and tall. Let's try some side leans here, a little bit of oblique work. We're going to walk the hands out towards the left, reach the right arm up towards the sky and overhead. So if you're feeling tension in your shoulders today, you're just going to keep that right arm straight up to the ceiling. That's okay. But if you have the space and you can open up through those obliques or the side body, maybe looking down for this first one, and then up and over, other side, right hand comes down, reach long overhead. And then back through center. Let's take it forward into a nice forward fold over the legs. So you can use your fingertips here, or if you have the space, come down onto your elbows and all the way down to the mat. And then come all the way back up, walk the hands back, and let's find our way. Actually, let's start standing today. So finding your way, take your time getting there. We're going to come to a nice forward fold towards the top of the mat. Let the head kind of dangle here. We've done some hip work this week, right? We did a lot of stretching deep and some strengthening through the hips, and I want to get a little bit of strengthening today. So enjoying this nice bent knee forward fold. Feet can be a little bit wider than hips if that feels good for you. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. Maybe rocking forward and back here. Then root into all 4 corners, lift the toes, spread them wide, plant them down, and then reach all the way up. Keep the knees bent slightly as you come all the way up, pressing palms together overhead, and then drawing your hands down to your heart. We'll take a moment or two to notice what's going on in our body today. So kind of do a body scan. Start at the bottom of your feet and let it kind of just your attention come up. Check out my feet. How are they feeling today? Okay, nothing there. Through the ankles, feeling pretty strong. Up through the calves. whatever you've got going on through the whole way up. If you come up against something and you notice, it's like, oh, that knee is tweaky or that hip, just notice it, and then move on. That's all we're doing, just building awareness. Zip up the belly, shoulders drop down, lift the belly button, crown of the head high. Reach the arms all the way up, look up, interlace the fingers, release the index and thumb, cross those thumbs, and then pull the arms back towards the ears. So you're looking up, you're pulling the arms back, your belly comes forward and your ribs open up, create a little bit of space there. Nice. Now in reverse, we're going to bend the knees slightly, tuck the chin, and float down all the way down to the mat. I'm going to step back my left leg because that makes sense for where the camera is, but whatever leg makes sense for you so that you can see what's going on. And then we're just going to turn, find a standing straddle split. So wide-legged forward fold. So for this one, your toes are going to be either parallel, so your edges of your feet are parallel to the short edges, or if you want to turn the toes slightly in, that usually helps with balance. And then just walk down so that you're folding between the legs. Keep a little teeny tiny micro bend in the knees here and let the head come down and just sway side to side. So a little bit of opening up through the inner groins and strengthening through the outer legs. Back and forth. So you might notice a tugging in the knees. You might notice that the feet are maybe not quite so happy with the shape. And then melt down between the legs. And let's find stillness in the middle. So if you're really tight here, the knees are going to stay back, the hands will come underneath the shoulders, and you're just going to fold halfway. If you have the space, you might melt down, crown of the head to the floor, hands are underneath your shoulders, and then you can start to work the legs straight as you warm up into it. But we're not forcing it, we're just letting it happen. And then inhale, half lift. Let's take a nice twist here. So the right hand comes down, the left hand comes up. Nice easy twist. Look up towards the sky. Beautiful. Left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Nice. Both hands come down, and then using your hands to help you, we're coming into my little surfer lunge here. So you're going to spin the right toes up and sink down over the left foot. So for me, my center of gravity is just one that my heel comes up and I sit up a little bit higher. Now, this pose traditionally is meant to be done with the heel all the way down, but for me, that my anatomy doesn't do that. So if you can sit with the heel all the way on the mat, you go right ahead. And again, we're going to lift that right arm, look up. So this is called a surfer lunge. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to turn it into a crescent pose. So use your hands to help you turn the right toes forward. Left knee comes down to the mat. We're coming all the way up towards, I guess we're coming to Anjani, not crescent. And then reach the arms up. We're facing the front of the mat here. Nice. And then as we move a little bit faster through this, through the next time, you'll feel how it really gets into the hips. So now we're going to lift that back knee, turn back towards center. Let's go ahead and play around with the other side. So first we melt down, head comes towards the mat. Inhale, half lift. Let's take that twist to the right first. Right arm comes up, look up towards the sky. You're stacking your arms. I've noticed in the camera, my arms blend with the back of the wall, but they're one straight line there. And then the right arm comes down, the left arm comes up. Wear like those armbands from the 70s. Both hands come down, and then you're just going to turn. So the right toes are going to angle slightly, the left toes come up, and then you sit down and back into that right hip. You really feel the inner groin of that left leg or whichever extended leg is, and then lift that arm up towards the sky. You can look up here. If you're sitting further back, you can even walk your hand forward. All levels, right? And then we're going to take the Anjani towards the back of the mat so we can grab the other side. So we're just going to walk, turn the toes so they're both facing the back. Right knee comes down, reach the arms all the way up. Enjoy that nice stretch. And we're facing the back of the room. A little perspective change, right? Beautiful. Both hands come down either side of that front foot. Let's step forward. Big toes might touch. I'm going to keep a tiny space and then melt down between or over the legs, finding your way to a forward fold. Sweep the arms nice and wide. Inhale, lift, reach the arms all the way up. Press palms together at the top. Hands come to heart center. Let's sit down and find our chair pose facing the back of our mat. So sit back, sit down. That's why we positioned our feet. If you want, reach the arms out. Otherwise, keep them at heart center. Nice, and then fold down. Sweep the arms behind you. Lift the tailbone. Let the arms fall overhead. Go ahead and sit down, sit back, reach the arms up, chair pose. Nice. And then forward fold, melt over the legs. Let's go ahead and step that right foot back, find your way to your crescent warrior this time. Right knee stays off the mat, reach the arms all the way up. Nice. Exhale into your warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Beautiful. All right, this is where your strength comes in. Take your time with it. We're coming to surfer lunge on this leg, this right leg. So you're just going to use your hands, come down, and open up into your surfer. See, not so hard. Beautiful. And then find your way, crescent warrior, facing the top of the mat. If we go too fast, we'll all get dizzy. Look towards the front of the mat now. Hands come to heart center, stepping forward into our chair pose. All about strengthening through the hips. Sit back, sit down, maybe reach the arms long if that feels good. And then melt down over the legs. Ooh-wee, root to rise. Sweep the arms nice and high, lift up, press palms together. Hands come to heart center. Let's reset. So we'll take 3 breaths here standing. Nice long breath, reach the crown of the head high, tailbone down. As you exhale, let go of that whole sequence. Odds are I won't remember the whole thing right anyway, so I think you know where we're going, but we probably won't. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, let everything go. All right, let's go ahead and sweep the arms nice and wide. Inhale, lift. Press palms together as you sit down, sit back, chair pose. If you want to work a little bit stronger today, you're going to reach the arms up as you step back into that crescent. Oh, wait. Nice. Open up into your warrior two. We'll take a moment here just to get used to it. Reach the right arm long, the left arm out, sink down in between the legs. Coming to the surfer's lunge on the back leg now. So we're going to sink down, use your hands, take your time, lift that right arm up. Nice. Finding our way crescent at the back of the mat. Now we've gone full circle all the way around. And now we get to add on. We're going to find our way to a warrior three. So hands can come to heart center for this first one so you get used to it. We're going to float that back leg off the mat. Remember my trick. If you keep that left knee bent as you float the back leg off the mat and then straighten the leg last, it will help you with that transition. You can hang out here or you can reach the arms nice and long. Nice, we're going to stand up from here, all the way up, right foot comes to the mat, hands reach up overhead, take that little back bend, open up the arms into cactus arms, and then fold down, forward fold. Ooh-wee, nice. Take a nice big breath here, nod your head, shake your head. All right, let's go back around. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Press palms together. Let's sit down into our chair pose. Beautiful. Just like we did before, if you want to work stronger, the arms reach out, step the right foot back into that crescent. Open up into your warrior two. Beautiful. Here we go. Surfer lunge, back of the mat or front of the mat. Reach the arms all the way up. Nice. And into that crescent, facing back to the front. Reach the arms all the way up. Perfect. From here, hands come to heart center. Float that back leg off the mat. Stand all the way up onto your right leg. Maybe reach the arms long. Now, if you want to reach the arms out, but out in front is too much, you can reach them out into airplane arms or Superman arms. Beautiful. Inhale, stand all the way up. Place that left foot down, reach up, cactus arms at the top. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Very nice. Walk your feet to about hip width and then just go ahead and shake a little to the left, a little to the right. Nod your head. Maybe you grab opposite elbows, take a little ragdoll here, a little side to side. Beautiful. Inhale, half lift. Let's go ahead and step back with that left foot. Find your way to that crescent warrior. Reach all the way up. Nice. Let's take a moment here to clarify this pose. So make sure that you're sinking down in between the legs. Maybe bend that back knee if you're tender through the back. Otherwise, press that right heel back. Nice. We're going to add on here. Left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Nice, easy twist. When you find your twist, I want you to pull both knees towards the midline. So if there was a line running right down the center of your mat, you want to pull towards that. Beautiful. Nice. This top arm is going to reach for the back wall as you root down through the feet and come up to your revolved crescent. Left elbow outside of the right thigh. Place the right hand on top of the left for this nice twist. We're going to hold here. That right hip is going to want to come towards the right. I want you to pull it back, pull it towards that line in the middle of the mat. And then you'll feel the hips strengthening there. A lot of hip work today. All right, so we're going to release the hands. We're going to bring this left arm that's on the bottom all the way back. This is where we get dizzy, and into our warrior two. So you're facing the front of the mat. I'll wait, make sure everybody caught up. We're gonna sit back and down, hui into this surfer's lunge towards the back of the mat. My hips are going to be screaming after this. Nice, nice big stretch. And then walk both hands all the way to the back. Take that crescent warrior. You had to know that warrior three was coming back again, right? And then find your version. Float the back leg. Standing up, lifting up off that standing leg once you have your balance. Beautiful. Stand all the way up, right foot comes down. Reach for the sky, cactus arms. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows and take your ragdoll side to side. All right, here we go. Sweep the arms nice and wide. Reach all the way up. Inhale, lift. Press palms together. Sit down chair. Hui. Reach the arms all the way up. Step back into your crescent. Nice. Right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Nice. Take your time here. Zip the knees in towards the midline. Try to gauge that the wrists are right over top and your shoulders are in the middle. Revolve standing crescent. Left arm goes back, right arm goes up. And then the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh, both hands stack, look up. So if you're balance challenged here in this shape, which is totally normal, just look down, it will help. If you look up, it's a little more intense. And then unhook and open right up into your warrior two. Oops. Left arm forward, right arm back. And watch standing fall over. Sinking low. Someday I'm going to find out that you guys are all just sitting here watching the video, taking bets on whether or not I'm falling over. Coming into that surfer lunge on the back leg. And then lift that left arm up. Open up. Beautiful. Here we go. Taking this crescent to the front of the mat. All the way up. Reach up. It's the last time around, you guys. Find that warrior three. Lift that back leg off the mat. Maybe float those hands behind you. If you really want to get frisky, bring them in front. Whatever works. Nice. And then go ahead and put that left foot down. Reach the arms all the way up. Open up cactus arms. Hands come to heart center as we float down in between the legs and melt. Nod your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Walk your feet out a little wider if that feels good. Bump your hips from side to side. Nod your head, shake your head. Yeah, that was a lot of twisting, a lot of stuff accomplished there in that little bit of time. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, heel toe your feet out nice and wide. And then we're going to sit down into our goddess or our garland malasana pose, whatever you want to call it. Low yogi squat. Try to keep the heels glued to the mat as you sit down. Maybe bringing the elbows inside the knees. If you're balance challenged, you can just grab onto your mat to hold you, or you can sit on a block. We're not going to be here for a very long time. Beautiful. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring those hands to the mat and then lift the hips up. Find your way forward fold. Step back with the right foot and then the left foot right into your downward facing dog. Took us a while to get here today. Hands are shoulder width. Push the heels down towards the mat. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Relax your shoulders. Yes, no, whatever you need here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and roll forward. Find your way to your plank shape, really high up on those arms. I want you to push into the mat, round the upper back, and float the right toes off the mat. A little bit of core, a little bit of arm work. Let that right leg drag you up as you inhale up, three-legged dog. Try to stay square, like you're in between the screen door and the storm door. And then bring that right knee towards right elbow as you rock forward again into that plank shape. So nice and slow, just tap, and then inhale up and back. Right knee to your right nose, bend the knee and roll forward. This time you really hollow out the belly. Maybe give your knee a kiss and then inhale up and back. Three-legged dog. And then right knee, left elbow. There's a twist underneath. Nice. And then from here, from that left elbow, just kick that right leg out to the right. Spin to the arch side of your left foot and open the left arm. Fallen star. The good news from here is we're coming down to the mat, so you can use both hands, or you can just lower your hips, and we are in a straddle split. Easy, right? And then melt down in between the legs. Ooh-wee. You can use your fingers around the big toes, because we're nice and stretchy here, and you can fold down. Or you can just bring your elbows to a block or a pillow, a dog, a coffee table. Small child, they're very handy for that. Go ahead and lift your head, lift your heart. All right, we're gonna maneuver back out of this shape. So there's a method. Hands come underneath your shoulders. You're going to twist and turn your shoulders so that you're facing the top of the mat. Come up onto those back toes. You're not quite there yet. Lift the heart, nice little back bend. And then you're going to use your arm strength to sweep that right leg up and open. Ooh-wee. Go ahead and put that right foot down. Maybe you rock the hips a little side to side. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. All right, left side. We know where we're going. Left leg reaches. Left knee comes to the left elbow. So you're just going to rock forward, draw that knee in, nice and slow motion. Inhale, up and back. Knee to nose. This time you round the back. Really try to tap the nose to the knee. Inhale, up and back. And then that left knee comes to the right elbow. And then once you get there, then you kick that foot out, and then you open up into your falling star. And then you can hang out here, and then we're coming down. Finding our way back to that straddle split again. Now I'm completely facing the back of the mat, and then we melt down between the legs. So if you want to work on your straddle split, you can actually bring your elbows to the insides of the legs and melt down. If you don't care about the straddle split, you can just fold down. We're here for about 3 breaths, so just enjoy it. Go ahead and lift the arms or the body all the way back up. We're turning towards the front of the mat. So you're going to actually spin onto that right leg. The arms come underneath the shoulders. And then you're going to curl those toes under as you scoop that left leg up and back. And then bring that foot to the mat. Go ahead and walk out your dog. Press your left heel down and then your right heel. Let's find our way to a child's pose. Your knees come nice and wide, your big toes touch. You're sitting down, enjoying the nice deep stretch, maybe bringing the hands to prayer overhead, or I'm going to stack my hands just so that my mic doesn't shut off on me. Taking a nice big in breath, nice big out breath. Last 3 breaths here. As we start to wrap up this pose, I want you to bring your awareness to your hips and notice how strong they feel. Maybe how you have a little bit extra room to move. Just appreciate whatever the story is they have to tell you today. Let's bring those hands underneath the shoulders, lift all the way up, and we're coming to our backs. So however you want to get there, I'm going to sweep the legs out and around. And then come all the way down. So all of that hip opening is perfect for a nice big happy baby. I know yesterday we did half happy baby. If you'd like to come back to that, you absolutely can. Otherwise, we're going to come to a full happy baby. Your knees come towards your armpits. Your feet are planted like they're planted on the ceiling, and your arms are inside the legs. Hands grab onto the pinky toe side. Now it's a little bit more active of a pose. If you rock a little side to side, you get some hip strengthening and some core work by doing that. If you'd like a more passive pose, you just find stillness here. Nice, beautiful. Go ahead and use the arms to bring those legs in. Wrap your arms around your shins and rock a little side to side. And we're going to take our easy twist today. So the knees are together. They start out stacked over the hips. And you can even bring the feet down if you want. I'm going to keep mine lifted, shins parallel-ish to the mat, and then just twist over towards the left first, or whichever one makes sense for you. Just go towards one side. So this pose is always good for some snap, crackle, pops. And we worked really hard, so just put your toes on the mat and pull yourself back through center. Lift your hips up and realign. Draw the knees up over the hips one more time, and then take that twist over towards the right or whichever side you didn't do yet. Good thing we only have two sides. If I had to remember more sides, we'd be in trouble. Go ahead and unravel, unwind. Let's find our way to our final resting sheet. So whatever that might be, if you want some legs up the wall today, that might be delightful if you have a wall handy. If you want just the traditional Shavasana, the legs out nice and long, or if you would like soles together, knees out for a Baddha Konasana, whatever shape feels the juiciest to you here today. Just be in this shape. So listen to the stories that your body is telling. Don't get attached to them, just notice. The story of being calm, the story of being aware, the story of being present. Bringing movement to fingers and toes. Finding your way towards one side or the other. Using your arms to help you, finding your way back towards whatever seat feels nice and juicy for you today. I'm just going to end with a little 3-part breath today. You can use your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly. It doesn't matter which one. If you're left-handed, it might make sense to go more one way than the other. Lift through the crown of the head. We're going to inhale. When you come to your inhale, I want you to fill all the way up into the belly hand. So moving all the air past the lungs, past the heart, down into the belly. And then we're going to pause at the bottom, completely full. And exhale, relaxing the shoulders. The belly hand deflates last. Inhaling, crown of the head lifts. Hold full of oxygen, full of prana, full of energy. And then exhaling. Continue on this breath, on your breath cycle, inhaling, filling all the way in, pausing at the top, exhaling and letting everything go. Keep moving through that pattern, noticing what's showing up for you here. Tuning into the stories that your body is telling you. If you begin to get lightheaded or feel uncomfortable in any way, just go back to your regular breath and just observe the cadence of breath. The rhythm of your breath. Now letting the hands fall away and just observe the breath. Let yourself let go of the 3-part breath. Just let the breath come and go. Notice how you're feeling now. Notice what's showing up for you. Hanging on to this feeling of calm and tranquility, taking it with you through the rest of your day. If you choose, bringing hands to heart center, maybe bowing your head if you like. Thank you for joining me on the mat today, ladies. Have a fabulous weekend. I hope the weather holds out. Namaste.